If you're a big man that likes to play the rec and completely dominate the paint while doing it, I have a few badges for you that'll help you take your game to the next level. Now hear me out. These badges are the badges that I use on a daily basis in the rec. And my play style is to play heavily in the paint, grab boards, get snatch blocks, and just be a menace for anybody that steps into the paint. So let's take a look at some of the badges that I suggest and what I'm working with. Before we start, you may notice that I have some badges that are completely different than what you have, or the badges may be in a different tier than what your badges are in. And this really just depends on what type of build that you're using. I'm using the 7-3 center, so I can imagine some of you probably didn't make your build that big. So just try to work with what you have. So with all of my big man builds, especially those that I make for the rec, I need to have outstanding rebounding. So Workhorse and Rebound Chaser are a must. Workhorse increases the player's speed and ability to get loose balls. And we know in 2K, there's a lot of loose balls that we miss. This badge helps with that. Rebound Chaser has to be my second favorite most used defensive badge. And that's just because it helps me with one of my most favorite things to do, rebound. Both of these badges pop up all the time, and I suggest maxing them both out if you can. Now, if you're trying to grind season levels or you're just trying to level up your character, grabbing rebounds and passing out for assists help out a lot with the teammate grade. And if you didn't know, it's one of the best and easiest ways to improve your grade. So another badge that you may want to have on to complement your rebounding is Boxout Beast. Now, depending on what type of build you're using, you may or may not have to put this badge on too high. If you're a 7-footer like me, there's not a lot of times that you're gonna come across a true big that'll cause you some problems boxing out, but I do advise that you put this on at least silver or bronze. Most of the time, you can use good positioning to get around the other big and just steal the board. The other two badges are really close to my heart. We have Anchor and Pogo Stick. Anchor increases your ability to block shots and protect the paint. Now, if you played any of the previous 2Ks, you may notice that Anchor may seem a lot like a badge that's no longer here. And that badge is Intimidator. This has to be one of my favorite defensive badges outside of Rebound Chaser. Any shot that you can test in the paint will activate this badge. And if you're looking to core a defensive badge, trust me, you want to use this one. It's extremely easy to core. All you have to do is play solid defense. I maxed this out to Hall of Fame immediately once I seen it in action. And trust me, try this one out if you haven't already. Now on the Pogo Stick, if you like blocking shots and have a problem with smashing that jump button, and I know a lot of you do, this is a badge for you. Pogo helps you reset after jumping so you can go back up for another block attempt or a shot contest. It also helps out with other things like going up to grab boards, so it does stack with other badges that I mentioned earlier. Now the last badge that you can throw onto this list is Chase Down. Now I have a lot of mixed feelings about Chase Down, and as you can see, I do have it on Hall of Fame, but this badge does not activate as much as I would like. When it activates and I get a chase down block, it's all good. But there's a lot of times where I think it should have 100% activated, but it just didn't. This badge is fun to use, so if you're okay with being frustrated every once in a while, then I would suggest throwing it on. So those are my top defensive badges for a 7-3 paint dominant big man in the rec. If you have any other badges that you like to use in the rec, let me know down in the comments what you like to run. But that's it for now. If you enjoyed this one and learned something new, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, bang on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.